Yeah, hi guys, very good morning. And yesterday, last class, we have discussed a lot about the database mirroring, right? What is database mirroring? And database mirroring is nothing but two synchronized copies. One will be principal and one will be mirror. Two synchronous copies. So database mirroring will allow us to continue synchronous copies. One will be principal and one will be secondary. One will be mirror. So principal is nothing but production server where you are performing read write operations. So mirror server is nothing but copy of the principal server. So how the data is transferring through the endpoints. That is what yesterday we have discussed, and endpoints yet to discuss. So how many modes are available, and two modes available, and synchronous and asynchronous. In synchronous, principal server sends the log block to the secondary server, and log blocks to the secondary mirror server and waits for acknowledgement. In synchronous mode, principal server sends the log block from mirror server, does not wait for acknowledgement. So we have three types of mirroring: high safety with automatic failover, and high safety with automatic failover, and high performance. When you go for high safety with automatic failover, we require witness server, one more server, that is witness server. Minimum we require two instances, maximum you require three instances. One is principal, and one is a mirror, and one is witness server. If you want to automatic failover, so otherwise same sir, how you are configuring log shipping, right? Same you will configure database mirroring as well. But log shipping will support full and bulk log recovery model. In mirroring, will support only full recovery model. It won't support bulk log recovery model. And log shipping will supports n number of secondary instances. Mirroring will support only one principal and one mirror. So database name should be same, and collation also need to be same. Collation names should be the same. Both SQL need to run with service account. Both SQL servers need to run the service account, and you need to grant the permissions. Vice versa means what you mean. That means only one thing. You need to be careful when you configuring a database mirroring. What is mean that make sure that your SQL services run with service account. First point, that is the one thing. As of now, no need to worry. You can configure. Once you can complete securities, you get to know stronger at about what is security. In real world, every instance is running with one service account, right? Own service account. Every instance will run with his own service account. Just for simple, whenever the service account, whatever the service account you are using for the test servers, that service account you need to grant the permission in the production server. Whatever the service account you are running with prod instance, you need to grant the permissions test instance. Vice versa you need to mean. Let me go open this CMS. I'm going to perform the DB mirroring in these three instances. This is my default instance, and this is my test instance, and this is stage instance. This will act as a principal, and this act as test. It is act as a mirror, and it is the witness. Let me open configuration manager. When you go for configuration manager, we have services, SQL services. These are all SQL services. Here one thing you need to remember, and this is my primary principal server. This service account, you need to grant the permissions in test instance, means mirror server and witness server. Go to here and expand the securities, and go to logins, and go to new login, go to server roles, and give the sysadmin access for every instance, every service account. This is already present. This is my service account, already given the sysadmin access. Okay. And one more thing, under test instance also you need to grant the permission. Let me check whether it is access is present or not. Already access is present, no need to give anything. This also maybe it is a sysadmin access. This also having the full access. And go to witness server. For this also you have access in the witness server access. Now next thing, what you need to do, and go to test instance. This is my test instance. Go to properties, go to service account. Vice versa, you need to grant the permissions for all the service account. This is a default instance. Already have the access. Okay. Already have the full control. And we can check here also. Test instance. Here already having the access. Here also having the access in stage instance. And we can check stage instance service account as well. Same service account running with stage instance as well. Yeah, already verified, right? Vice versa, all the instances having the all the service account having the all the instance access, that to sysadmin access. Just to click, just to make note, next session we will discuss about securities. We will get it know what is the service account, how they grant the permissions, and how to create the logins, different logins. Next session we are going to start. Okay. Meanwhile, just try to make note. Very simple. Vice versa. You need to grant the service account permissions. That is the only one major thing you need to do. What is the major thing here? Make sure that your SQL services need to run with service account, and you need to grant the permissions are both SQL instances, vice versa. That is the two things you need to consider. Remaining everything is the same, and you require minimum two instances. You require two instances and two databases, and recovery model should be full, and one more thing, mirroring will support only restoring mode. It won't support standby mode. Okay. That is the, that is also just try to compare with mirroring and lock shipping. Then you will store it very easily. And lock shipping will support n number of secondaries, and mirroring will support one to one. Lock shipping will support full recovery model and bulk log recovery model. Mirroring will support only full recovery model, and lock shipping secondary can be restore mode or standby mode, and mirroring can be only restoring mode. And initial synchronization I told you, right? You need to perform full backup and log backup. After that, you need to restore in the secondary instance. That is the initial synchronization. Wherever you are performing high availability and high availability concept, first thing you need to perform the initial synchronization. First, you need to take database full backup you need to perform. After that, you need to restore in secondary. You need to restore on the mirror server, and here also same, both database should name should be same, and same collection, and same owner, and server configuration, everything should be same. Okay. Here I am going to show you a different mechanism. Try to understand, sir. And my principal and my mirror and is actual data, and witness server just monitor server. So witness server is the monitor server, and when you are using this primary principal server and mirror server, you can go for enterprise edition. You know about license cost, right? License cost of enterprise edition. Yes or no? You know the license cost of enterprise edition, right? For witness server, for monitor, can I use enterprise edition? No, right? Does not make any sense. What is the real world will do, right? They can go for a lower edition. They can go for a lower edition means I don't want to configure enterprise edition. Let me go for a lower edition. That purpose only. If you want to configure in real world witness server, you can go for express edition as well, so that I can save the some amount to the my client. For that reason only, in case you require one more edition, express edition, you can go and configure express edition. In my case, I have installed all the evolution edition. In real world, if you somebody is asking, can I go for express edition for can I go for enterprise edition for witness server? No need to perform any enterprise edition in the witness server. You can go for express edition as well. You can suggest to your application team. And here one more point is I told you, right? Endpoint is the communication channel, and endpoint is the channel between your principal and your mirror and your witness server. Okay. And endpoint is the communication channel. So how it is moving the data, and how it is making the communication means through the endpoints. By default, endpoint is the by default 5022 is the default endpoint for the database mirroring. And 5022 default endpoint for the always on, same concept. And endpoint is the communication channel between the always on. What is the default port number? 5022. Can I change the port number? Yes, you can change it. Port number 5022, you can change it. If someone is asking, can I change endpoint? You can change the endpoint. And what is the endpoint means? Directly you can tell that endpoint is the communication, how it is making communication, your principal and your mirror and your witness through endpoints. Endpoint is the communication channel between these three instances. By default, it is listening with 5022 port number. Let me create a database. Now I want to perform initial synchronization, right? First, let me create a database. Database. I'm going to DB mirroring my database name DB mirror. I'm giving the access to SA. I'm making the database owner as a SA. It is a full recovery model. I have created the database and I given the access to SA is the this database owner. Let me perform the full backup. Right click on the task. Right click on the database. Go to task. Right? Everybody know how to take backup, and right click on the task database and go to task and go to backup. Here full backup I am performing. Let's remove the path and navigate the path. I'm giving name should be db mirror underscore full dot bak. The backup extension should be dot bak. And keep it as it is. Verify when backup is finished. Let's say I have performed the full backup. My full backup is completed. And let's take a log backup as well. Transaction log backup I'm performing. Let's remove the path, navigate the path. Here a db mirror underscore tlog, db mirror underscore tlog dot trn. The transaction log backup extension should be dot trn. Make it as it is and verify backup is finished. My transaction log backup is completed. Let's verify in the path. Go to Windows, go to the program files, go to SQL server. This is my default instance, right? Let me verify here. Go to backups. Here my full backup and transaction log backup is available. Let's copy to these two backup files and you can paste it in mirror server. This is your mirror server, right? Test instance is the your mirror server. And go to backup file and go to copy here. This is my I have pasted in test instance. And also here we need to make db database you need to restore with restoring mode. I already explained to you, right? And db mirroring supports only the restoring mode only. It will not support standby mode. I am going to restore my database. Restore database. Go to device and add the path. Navigate the path. It's full backup and make it one shot only. I'm taking I'm restoring full backup and transaction log backup. Click on OK. It is arranging the format. First it will go restore full backup and it will restore transaction log backup. After that, go to files and relocate all files. Overwrite the database. If you're existing any database, it will overwrite and restore with no recovery. We need to configure mirror server in a restoring mode, right? I am restoring with no recovery. My database should be in a recovery mode. I have restored my database. Let me verify. See, DB mirror with restoring mode, right? My initial synchronization is done. I have taken the full backup and log backup, and I have restored in the mirror instance as well. And how you have performed in log shipping, same thing here also. Initial synchronization. Now we are going to configure database mirroring. Sir, on witness server, no need to restore any database. Here one point we need to make note. In witness server, no need to restore any database. You can keep it as this. The principal and mirror, you are going to maintain the database. Witness server is just to monitor server and make a note is my database. This database I'm making a principal and this database I'm making as a mirror. At least one database should be online. If every database in restoring mode or standby mode, and how you are configure log skipping doesn't make sense, right? One database should be in online and the rest of the databases should be either restoring mode or standby mode in log shipping. But when you go for mirroring, always your database will be restoring mode, and when you go for always on, your database will be in restoring mode. When you go for always on and always your database will be restoring mode. Make a note, always on is also restoring mode, and DB in DB mirroring also restoring mode. Every initial synchronization is done. There is no need to do anything. You need to do from witness server anything, sir. Anything you need to do from witness server. No need to do anything on the witness server. Let me perform the DB mirroring and go to database and right click, go to task and go to mirror, configure security. You need to click on it. Go to this configuration database mirroring security wizard and click on next. Here, if you want to configure security to include witness server, if you want to witness server, you can click on yes. If you don't want to witness server, click on no. In my case, I'm going for witness server. That's why I'm clicking on yes and go to next. Here it will be witness server instance. Go to next. Here your principal server instance, your default instance is the principal server, right? Principal server instance. I'm going for principal server instance. Here already your endpoint is created. That's why it is hidden. Encrypt data sent through the endpoint. It is hidden. Let me do one thing and go to the server object and go to endpoints and go to DB mirroring. Here endpoint is there, right? Let me delete this. Right click on this, right click on this and let's delete it. Let me delete and I will show you off. I have deleted my endpoint and here also under test instance also go to server object and go to endpoints and go to database mirroring and let's delete the DB mirroring as well. I mean mirroring endpoints, you can delete it. My endpoint is deleted in a test instance as well. Let me check in witness instance. Go to server object and go to endpoints DB mirroring and here also I'm going to delete. I have deleted endpoints. Let's make DB mirroring. Let me cancel everything and from starting we can perform. Go to database and right click on it. Go to task and go to mirror. Configure security and next I'm making witness server. I'm going for yes option and here instance witness server instance and click on next. This is my principal instance. See here encrypt data sent through the this endpoint. If you want to change, you can change it 8099 something, whatever you want you can change it. There is no issue. I'm going for a default. I told you, right? Database mirroring default listening port number is the 5022. Same principle and 5022 and 5023 and 5024. This three is the listening port number. Principal is the listening with 5022, 5023 and 5024. Anything. If you are selecting principal server 5022, mirror server will take 5023. This is my, I'm selecting mirror instance and go to test instance and connect it. I'm connecting the instance. It is taking a listening port number 5023 and also stage instance. I'm going to witness server instance is the stage instance. Go to connect. I'm connecting the instance. Click on next. Here if you want to service account, any other service account and we can mention here. If don't want to, you are already created service account, no need to mention anything. You can simply go on next. If you want to mention any other service account, you can mention principal service account and mirror service account and witness service account. If you don't want to anything, simply click on next. This is my principal server and this is my port name. This is my endpoint name and this is my listening port number. It is encrypted or not. It is role is the partner and here also endpoint is the mirroring and listening port number is the 5033 5023 and encrypted s and role is the partner and here name is the mirroring, that is endpoint name and listening port number 5024 and encryption s and role is the witness. This is how it will show. Now whatever your configuration is done, right? Same thing here it is showing. Click on finish. It is configuring DB mirroring witness endpoints is creating on principal server, mirror server and witness server. My endpoints is configuration is done. This is how you need to perform for the database mirroring and this network address it is showing and the TCP and it is host name and 5022. Here one thing instance name it is instance name, and instance name only it will show the computer name only, and in case any named instance it will not show, only it is a host name it is there, right? First here, in case named instance is there, it will not show any text and all, it will not show witness name stage, it will not show anything, just it is naming should be TCP and host name and 5022 and 5023. It is a listening port number. When you go for start mirroring, if you are case one or more server network address lacks of fully qualified domain name FQDN. In case in real world we have already uh, domain name, right? It will not show anything in your local system. There is no domain, right? Domain name. That is the reason it is showing. If you are adding your domain name, it will not show anything. If you are clicking yes, and I'm getting this error, and if you want to configure database mirroring, you can go for GUI as well. And in this case, I'm going to configure my DB mirroring in GUI method. For this, what I'm going to do, go to new query. For this, endpoints is created, right? DB mirroring, and list also in endpoint is created, right? And witness also endpoint is created. In this case, what is the query? Here I'm making the full backup. First, it is getting issue, right? That's why we are performing database mirroring in command prompt. I mean query editor. We are going to perform. This is my database. Let me copy this database. Under database backup database, under database name should be DB mirror to disk, and navigate the path. Whatever the path, go to C drive, and go to program files, and go to Microsoft SQL Server. This is the my instance. Navigate this path. Here I'm giving the name DB mirror full one dot bak. I'm performing full backup. In this case, I have my full backup is done. And here one more thing, I'm performing two log backups. Two log backup means any transaction will be there. It will take log backup, transaction log backup, and the backup and the log and database name to disk equal to path you need to mention. Yeah, let me perform the transaction log backup. My transaction log backup is done. Let me go and verify the folder. My backups are available. Here I'm making backup log DB mirror to disk and navigated the path, and naming DB mirror underscore log1.trn and log backup 2. These two backups I'm taking. My transaction log backup is done. Let me copy this backup file. Go to program files. Go to SQL server. Go to instance. Let me copy in backup folder. I have copied in backup folder. Okay. This is my full backup, and this is log file. This is log backup 1 and log backup 2. These three backup I'm going to restore in mirroring server. This is my mirror instance. Right click on it. Go to new query window, and after that what you need to perform means here you need to perform restoration with full backup. After that we can go for log backup, store database name, disk. I'm restoring the database in mirror server. Here I am going to restore the database with no recovery. My restoration is done, and also we need to perform log backup with no recovery only, and we have taken two log backup, right? And the same log backup we need to restore. I'm going to perform log backup with no recovery. So let me perform this log backup. Let me copy paste all the backup file, full backup and log backup too. These two backups I have copied in test instance. Let me restore in the full backup with no recovery. Let me go for new query on test instance. The enter DB name, DB mirror from this test. Okay, here DB mirror full one dot bak with no recovery. DB mirror, DB mirror log. Let me verify once. Miss SQL and the data. Navigate this path. I'm performing. I'm restoring the backup with no recovery. Let me enter one, and here also LDF. Make it different names. I have recovered with no recovery on my test instance, and also log backups I need to perform. I'm restoring log backups with no recovery. Restore log DB mirror disk. Everything is good. Here also database name. So DB mirror. First I'm making first log backup with no recovery. I'm restoring a log backup. My transaction log backup is restored. And this one also, second log backup also, we need to restore with no recovery. I'm restoring second log backup as well. My restoration completed. My database up to here. And now we are going to perform database mirroring. In this case, we are getting error, right? We are getting this error, right? In this case, we are going to perform in command line. Click on OK. This is your principal instance, right? Go to new query window and alter database, and our database name is the db mirror. Db mirror equal to, you need to copy this TCP port number. This is mirror mirror is, it is mirror port number, right? You need to run in principal instance. You need to run it. db mirror set partner, alter database name, set partner equal to TCP hostname and listening port number. First of all, you can run in a mirror server 5022 new query. Alter database name, set partner and TCP, and this is host name, and 5022. It is a principal, right? Principal listening port number. We are running this port number. Now command is executed. And after that, in mirror server, in principle, we are running a mirroring port number. Here also it is command is success. For the instance in principal server, this is my principal instance, right? This is my principal instance. Here set witness you need to mention, not partner. Mirror server port number 5023. Witness port number is the 5024, right? You need to execute it. Command is executed successfully. We have set the all the principal and mirror and witness. We have run the query. Let me refresh the database. See, this is principal. It is synchronized mode and it is mirror. Just we have configure a witness. It will not do anything. It is sit in ideal. Let me launch DB mirroring. I have launched the DB mirroring. This is how your database mirroring. If you want to make failover, you can click on here failover. Now let me refresh it. See where this is become mirror. This will become the principal. This is how you need to do the failover. Database in restoring mode. For this, we have created endpoints. This is principal endpoint. This is mirror endpoint, and this is witness endpoint. And we need to grant the permissions. For that, we need to, first of all, we need to grant the permission. And here alter. What is the command means for mirroring? Alter database. Database name is the DB mirror, right? DB mirror. Set partner. Set partner equal to, and here what you need to do means 5033 in mirror instance and principal instance. You need to run mirror. I mean, this is a principal, right? This is mirror server. Whatever listening mirror, that port number you need to run here, and alter database and database name, set partner equal to TCP and host name, and 5023 is the mirror listening port number. We need to run this command. Database is not configured, right? For this, it may run in the mirror server. Mirror server, I'm going to 5022. Command is successful, right? Now 5023 is the running. Let me run this. My mirror also, principal also it is same, right? Principal also it is executed. This is how you need to perform in GUI. And first you need to take a full backup, and you need to perform two log backups in the principal instance. And after that, any backups is there, any logs is there, it will you need to restore it. First you need to restore full backup, and later you need to restore with no recovery log backups. And after that, we have given the access. We have created DB mirroring in 5023 and 5022 and witness as well. When you go for a task, let me close this. This is how my mirroring. Okay, let me refresh it. This is principal, and this is my mirror. Let me refresh it. Mirror synchronized and restoring mode. This is my witness server. Witness server will not do anything. It will sit in ideal, and you can recognize. And this database is a part of database mirroring, because it will be tell us, right, principal and mirror, and this is a mirror, because it will tell us principal and mirror. And principal is your production server, and the mirror is the your standby server. Sir, if you want to do failover also, and very easy, go to task and go to DB mirroring. If you want to failover, and here go to task and go to mirroring. This window it will open and click on failover. If you click yes, see this is a principle, right? When you go for refresh, it is become mirror and synchronize and restoring mode. And this is test is the principle and synchronize. This is how you need to make failover. Your mirror will become principle, and for log shipping failover, what will done? You need to take a tail log backup and copy it manually and restore it, right? And disable log shipping and enable log shipping. You need to choose the backup job and copy job, restore job. All these things again you need to do, right? But in mirroring, nothing to do. Just click on failover button. It will do failover. Principle will become a mirror. Mirror will become a principle. In mirroring, failover is very simple and very easy for mirroring for cluster and always on. It is very easy. Again, I want to show you. And now currently which is my principle? This is my principle, right? And the test is the my principle. My fraud is the my default is the principal server principal. Fraud is the my mirror. If something happened to my principal server, what will happen? It automatic failover, right? Correct or not? Do you remember? You remember, right? If you have witness server, and if you have witness server, if something happened to my principal, it will do failover. If I'm stopping this instance, let me stop the instance. I have stopped my test instance. Test instance is the my principal server, right? See this test instance. Let me refresh it. If you want to do failover in test instance, go to task and go to mirror, and let me remove this. Witness server is not captured. If you want to make failover in test instance, go to task and go to mirror failover. Just click on failover. Principal is the become primary, and my default instance is principal. It is my mirror. It will do the failover, right? And that is the main purpose your witness server. So this is what the practical, sir. If something happen, it will automatically initiate. That is what automatic failover. And if you'll do automatic failover means your mirror will become the principal, and who will taken care of where your witness server will taken care. If there is no witness server, then it won't do automatic failover. Then it again you need to do manual failover. In real world, definitely there will be witness server. Without witness server, you never configure DB mirroring. No use, because that is the major advantage in detail database mirroring, right? It will support automatic failover. So two things you need to remember. One is manual failover from graphical user interface, and something happened to principal, it will automatically failover with witness server. Now you want to know about status of your mirroring. Okay, so we have five status are available. One is synchronizing, and synchronize, and suspended, and pending failover, and disconnected. So these five status are available. Mirroring status, and synchronizing, and synchronize, and suspended, and pending failover, and disconnected. So when you see disconnected means your mirror server will be down, and when your mirror server is down, it will show and it will disconnect it. Getting my point, right? When your mirror is down, your principal status will be disconnected. When you refresh, here synchronized is there, right? When you see the synchronized means whatever the data is available in the principal, same data is available in the mirror server. Synchronized means both your principal and mirror are maintaining the same data. Both your principal and mirror are maintaining the same data. When you are see the synchronize, when you are see synchronizing means your data is transferring from principal to mirror. The data is transferring. You will see the status called synchronizing. When you see the synchronizing, then you get to know my data is synchronizing between your principal and mirror. If you are see the synchronized means my data is both are same on principal and mirror. Whatever data is available in the principal, same data is available on the mirror server. Disconnected means whenever your mirror server is down and you will see the disconnected. When you synchronize means both principal and mirror having the same data. Synchronizing means your principal is synchronizing with mirror server. See, same thing. When you go to right click on the database, go to task and go to mirror. Here one option is there. We can pause database mirroring means when you click on pause the mirroring, when you click on pause, your database mirroring status called suspended. Let me refresh it. See, suspended and disconnected, suspended and synchronizing and synchronize. Okay. When you resume, synchronize. And here last but not least is pending failover, sir. When it is initiated the pending failover and your witness server initiate the failover and same time something happened to your mirror also, you will see the pending failovers. But here I cannot show in this demo. Try to make note. When your witness server initiate the failover means failover the same time. If something happened to mirror server, you will see status called pending failover. Make a note. Very rare case. These are five status are available and synchronize and synchronizing and suspended and disconnected and fading failover. If someone is asking also, you need to tell five status are available in mirroring. Here I want to show one thing and I have created one table, employee table and employee ID, interior primary key and employee name and department and salary. I have created one table in this database. In DB mirror, I am going to create one table. I have created one table. Let me refresh it. See, employee table is presented. I am inserting some values. I have inserted some values in my table. Here, four records is available in my table. When you read the data, select star from employee and five records is available, right? When you when you monitor your database mirroring, go to task and launch database mirroring option is there. You can go and launch it your database mirroring and your data is synchronizing, right? When you refresh it, any performing while loop condition, here are no set no count on and while 1 equal to 1 set into employee default values. This I need to run. This keep on executing, right? When you go monitor your database mirroring, let me do one thing. Let me pause the data. Yeah, I have created one table and in that I have inserted five records. While running this query, set no count on while 1 equal to 1, insert into employees default values. When you run this and when you monitor this DB mirroring, go to task and go to launch database mirroring. See, data is transferring, keep on is transferring. Still I'm running the query and here this is a mirror log, this is principal log and this is mirror log. I mean 1623 kb for a second it is transferring and here 1620 kb per second it is transferring. In case very less than principal log and mirror log, compared to mirror log, you can check with the network team why my data is transferring. Here my principal is transferring 1631 kb per second is transferring. Here my mirror very less is transferring. What is the issue with my network? You can check with the network team as well. Let me stop this query and let me check. I'm stopping this query. This is how your see my data is still restoring restoration rate. It is showing. See my data is stopped to restoring. It is keep on synchronizing. I will see synchronize because both my principal and mirror will maintaining same data, right? Here two things you need to consider. That is the reason main just this screen I'm showing. Let me run this query and take this screenshot. Go to task and launch database mirroring. It is keep on transferring, right? Let me stop this query. Sometimes it will synchronize. Data is transferring still. See my data is synchronized. When you go here, when you zoom here, here I were able to see principal log and mirror log, right? This is send queue and this is read queue. How much principal is sending? data is to mirror how much your mirror is receiving, and you can start monitor here. When you start monitoring here, and how much your SQL is sending, and how much SQL is sending, and 30 KB per second, you need to these values very very important. That is why I told you focus on focus on this one. So this how much data is transferring, how much data is pending. Okay, so what is the current send rate means how much KB for second it is transferring means 30 KB per second it is transferring. If less than that, something in my mirror server, in mirror server is receiving 843 KB per second, right? In case less will be there here, latency, that is the latency you need to remember. Your principal sending high, and your mirror is receiving less than that, and some delay are actually your on mirror server. Then you need to see latency, and what is your performance is impacting. We start investigating. This is how you need to start investigate how much principal is sending and how much mirror is receiving. Let's engage with network team and what is happening with the network. My principal is running with sons on MBBS per second, but my mirror is receiving only less than that. Is there any lagging, any network lagging? Just engage with the network team. Why my principal is healthy, and it is sending some 30 kbps per second, and my mirror is receiving only 2 MB, 15 MB mbps per second. Then your troubleshooting will start. We are going to discuss latency troubleshoot in always on. Very interesting. Why delay means networks mirroring is network. Always on is also always on networks, because it is working with network packets. Network is a not your internet connections, because when I taken this screenshot, fluctuating, sir, it is fluctuate. How is it it is fluctuating happening? What is the frequent fluctuation you need to see? I cannot consider this point only, and I will go, and then what is the wrong approach? I want just highlight this point. That's why you need to monitor for a while, not for just seconds, and tell that there are network issues. I just wantedly taken the screenshot in the time frame for to show you something very interesting point. So whenever start troubleshooting, there are a lot of parameters where you need to look into. Out of that, this is also one of the parameter. Whenever whenever there is a lagging in mirroring, because you need to configure synchronous, there is a definitely lagging, because it's need to send the mirror, and it will wait for acknowledgement, right? When you configure in synchronous, there will be definitely lagging. It's need for send for acknowledgement, right? So there is a definitely there will be lag. That is the why clock shipping is the best for DR technique. If someone is asking what is send queue and what is the read queue, don't tell that this is not SQL. This is also SQL. Send queue. How much data is your principal is send queue? How much data is your mirroring receiving? That is the read queue. Basically, no one using database mirroring. One or two servers almost using always on only, but synchronizing and synchronize and disconnect and suspended, and I have shown you four statuses, and what is send queue and what is read queue. And send queue is nothing but how much data your principal is sending, and read queue is nothing but how much data your mirror is reading. Until unless you know the performance counters, you cannot troubleshoot latency. I'll show you in always on what are the performance counters. You need to monitor that that will make sense. When you compare with mirroring as well, send queue and redo queue and redo queue, redo rate, how much data is reading in your mirror. And also one more interesting point, mirror commit overhead, time principle of waiting for a commit. Here any value is there, it is a principle waiting for commit. Always you should be zero, that mirror committed over overhead, the value should be always zero, means how much of seconds, how much seconds, milliseconds it is waiting to get the acknowledgement or commit the data. In principle always your value should be zero, sir, here. Also when you were taken the screenshot also, and you can see what's here, zero only, no issue, zero means. In case if you notice that there is some values greater than zero, then really there is your principal is waiting for your principal is taking some time. So when you need to start troubleshooting, how much will be troubleshooting latency, and I will show in always on, because when you start troubleshooting always on also latency. This is what configuration, I hope you understand. And only one concept is pending, failover from the command prompt. I want to do failover, right? If you want to do failover, there are two commands you need to remember. And if you want to if you configure synchronizing and synchronize, okay, you can do manual failover, sir. If you want to failover, go to new query, here alter database name, db mirror, set partner failover. Just click on OK. This is how we need to make a failover. Just to refresh, it will become principal, right? I need to run in master. Okay. Now see your principal become mirror, and the mirror will become the principal. When you configure synchronous mode, and you can do manual failover as well. Alter database and database name and set partner failover. But when you configure in asynchronous mode, you cannot do automatic and manual failover. You need to do force failover. Make it note. When you configure asynchronous mode, you cannot do automatic and manual failover. You need to do force failover. If you want to automate asynchronous mode failover, alter database name, set partner, force underscore, service underscore, allow data loss. This run into mirror instance, don't run in principal. This is a synchronous, right? We have configured synchronous, that's why it is not allowing. If you are configuring asynchronous, this command you can use it. You need to trigger this one in the mirror instance. When you try to configure asynchronous mode, you need to trigger this query. Almost we discussed mirroring and log shipping, failovers and failbacks differences and prerequisites. Almost we discuss. And one thing, sometimes again, sometimes also your endpoints is hung state. Sometimes your endpoints will go to hung state, or either it can be mirroring or it can be always on. Sometimes will endpoints will also go hung state. In that case, how will start and stop endpoints? I told you, right? Endpoints is the communication channel which is available in the mirroring, right? So how will start and stop endpoints means I have done failover again. This is my principal, right? And go to new query and principal server and alter. When you endpoints is hung state and alter endpoint. Your endpoint name is the mirroring, right? Mirroring state equal to stopped and go, alter database, alter endpoint, mirroring state equal to start. Just you need to start and stop and start it when your endpoints is hung state, when your db mirroring is files. When you run this, your endpoint is stopped. This is how you need to restart. Alter endpoint state equal to started and stop. These three commands definitely you need to remember, and definitely they may get question. If your stop endpoint means, and its mirroring will be break for a while, right? Your communication will be disconnected. And when you stop and start, and make sure that no connections are running on the database. Mirroring means no users are performing any transaction. In case if a transaction and they're performing, please do not trigger start. If you stop the endpoint means which mirroring will be break for a while. Your connections will be disconnected. When you stop and start, make sure that no connections are running on the database. Mirroring means no users are performing any transaction. In case if any transaction they're performing, please do not trigger start and stop. Please do not start and stop endpoints during the any transactions. It will disconnected the sessions. Okay. This is how about the DB mirroring configuration. Thanks for the watching. This is about today's session.